Yeah.
Thank you.
That's all right. That's all right.
Sounds good.
Jenny, how are you?
Thanks. How about you?
Yeah, I bet your girl's bigger than you.
She's not. Well, yeah, slightly. Actually, she did.
Take a long time. I had to wait.
Well, she was.
Taking a long time. I had to wait.
Go to the bathroom.
Listen, I got to ask you a question. You're Randy Dickinson, Human Rights Commission.
Correct.
You're talking a lot about. You like to talk. You're worse than me, but that's why maybe I'll cut you off a few times. Homelessness,
Yes.
poverty,
Yes.
housing, poverty, less fortunate. The Human Rights Commission don't seem too concerned about that issue.
Well, if you understand the mandate and the process of the commission, we don't do systemic issues. We deal with individual complaints, and any individual complaint that falls under the mandate we certainly address, but we're not a group that goes out and addresses policy and systems change.
But you'll talk about physically handicapped, wheelchairs, or gay population, or immigrants,
well,
or
like
anything,
I said,
right?
I can talk about it, but I'm not. We've never made a submission from the commission on disability issues, for example, but we have dealt with individual complaints.
Okay, so let's talk about that. We're talking what you said. I went there. I put a complaint to Human Rights Commission last year about the need of a provincial jail here in Fredericton. Now, you know what they told me? They said, well, you have to fill up, people have to complain.
Yep.
But these people cannot write. And these people don't even know what the Human Rights Commission is. So, are you following me?
Yes.
They're not. These people are not educated.
In that issue in particular, we appreciated the input you provided. We wrote to both the Minister of Justice and Minister of Public Safety and raised the issue that we had been approached about the concern that there wasn't a provincial jail in Fredericton and that they should be looking at that.
Yeah. Did you just send a letter, or did you do a follow-up, or what?
Yes, we got a letter from both of the ministers back indicating they'd received the information and that at this current time they're not planning on building another jail in Fredericton. And I understand it creates complications, but like I said, it's not up to the commission to write the policy for the government on where they put their jails.
No, I understand that.
But we do take complaints from individuals who are in jail or have been in jail about issues about services and how they were treated in the jail, etc. And that is
another issue. Another issue is just that you went around. I can't blame you. They were talking about. They want to go around and listen to the issue of anti-poverty. So they had a meeting in February to listen to the people in Fredericton. They had a meeting at St. Thomas University, right on top of the hill in February. It was right cold. Nobody showed up there. The next day, have you been to St. John?
Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Okay, but you've been to St. John, right?
Yes, sure.
So the less fortunate in St. John, the south end, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sure. Difficult to get around there, uptown, downtown.
Yeah, uptown, and the north end.
Yep.
Lots of poverty in St. John. Yep. They had a meeting. We went there the next day at UNBSJ. Yep. And we showed up there. There was nobody there. So what I'm saying is, if the Human Rights Commission,
if you're going to hold a meeting on an issue like that, you should be holding a meeting in a location right where the people are.
Thank you. But I hear you. I hear you here. I hear you talk. You love to talk. You're worse than me. But anyway, what I'm saying is, why don't the Human Rights Commission have a meeting publicly that the poor people, you could listen to their concern? There's a lot of issue going on here.
I realize that, but what I'm trying to explain to you, Charles, there's lots of organizations out there working on poverty issues. I support a lot of those organizations personally, but the role but we don't want that. Yes,
we want the role of Human Rights Commission.
Yes, but the role of the commission is not, like I said, dealing with systemic big issues. The role of the commission is to provide a neutral, objective place to deal with individual complaints, and that's what the role of the commission is.
You ever hear the people of the word mental illness? You must hear that word.
Yes, and we certainly do have a significant number of complaints that involve people with mental disabilities. In fact, it's one of the growing areas of the types of complaints.
The Human Rights Commission ruled that people with ADHD was close to mental retardation. They said that about that was 6 years ago. That's a case of mine. Never mind that. But what I'm saying is a lot of people cannot read.
We don't label people by the condition. The issue that would be in terms of have they been discriminated against in terms of services available, either government or public services or private employers or
if they could read or write.
So it doesn't matter, what type of disability, but if you've been discriminated because of that disability, that is grounds for a complaint. That's grounds for a complaint.
Last issue, what I'm saying is,
and we do address, like I said, we've had a number since I've been there. We've made sure that we've tried to make sure that people don't get their complaints dismissed because somebody says they have a mental illness or mental disability.
No, but what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is a lot of people don't even know you people exist. There's nowhere to go. Right now there's housing and people are afraid to speak up in there. They're not treated good. But what I'm saying is, shouldn't you guys go, besides getting paid double time if you travel, I don't know.
I don't get paid.
Not you, but those workers, you're there temporary, the full-time workers. Why don't they go on a public relation campaign to educate the less fortunate that what they could do? There's a major problem out there.
You're right, and we do education, and if you'll notice, you follow the media, we've been issuing, since I've been there.
Media? What's that?
Newspapers, radio.
Oh, Irving. Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry,
what
I had to
I'm
say
saying is it's a way to reach out to the public. I can't personally go on every door of every household.
Sure you can. You got the wheelchair, you already got the seat, whatever, you're all set. I'm not making fun of this, I'm just saying. I'm being sarcastic.
The Commission does do public education to try to inform more people.
How?
Well, all sorts of things. Like I said, we're doing media releases where we put out...
They can't read. They can't read.
Listen, the other thing...
Listen, I haven't done that since I'm born. I'm talking to you, getting warmed up here. That's all right.
What we also try to do, like I said, we can't knock on everybody's door individually, but what I try to do is get our staff out speaking to groups like social workers, speaking to at schools, places where...
Social worker, you got the highest peak, you got the social... excuse me, you have the social building, social welfare office to the highest peak of the city that the poor can't even go.
Yeah, but what I'm trying
the social worker knows,
Charles, we're trying to get the information out to people who are likely to come across people who have issues. And like I said, the reality is that if people are poor or people are having disabilities, like making sure that information is out to the disability organizations, making it out to schools, so that every family would theoretically...
Nobody say that I'm poor. They're ashamed.
No, but what I'm saying is we're trying to get it out to people who they're likely to come in contact because of the types of services that our organization...
Next time I see you, are you going to try to set up a meeting in the south end of St. John where the poor are, that they could discuss the issues with the so-called New Brunswick Human Rights Commission? I'm
not making out because what's the difference between having a meeting in the north end of St. John and having a meeting in Tracadie or Woodstock?
Yeah, okay, exactly.
The reality is, like I said, we don't have the resources to knock on everybody's door.
No, but you can have it. We never hear the Human Rights Commission speak up on issue of poverty. We never did.
Well, I was at a workshop just a week and a half ago on that issue and the poverty reduction strategy. Like I said, I can't be all...
You're getting me going, because it's not the poor on the street that's going to go at those meetings. Look what's here. Politicians, government workers, city workers.
But these are people who are engaged out in the community and work with community groups and organizations who are actually providing sources of information to those individuals who are on the street, whether they're homeless or poor or families.
What last point? How did I do with this one-on-one here?
Oh, like I said, I'm always open to
I'm laughing here.
To have interviews, and like I said, it's important. You're another source of information. That's why I like talking to you, because you have a group of people that follow your blog.
And I won't let you talk. I'll cut you off.
No problem.
I'll talk to you again.
Okay,
but these issues, take them into consideration, please.
We certainly do.
Thank you very much.